Hello?
Hello.
Sorry to bother you. I don't know if this is a bad time.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
yeah, yeah.
Are you entertaining
Got something to eat here.
friends? Oh, you're getting something to eat.
Yeah, I'm just wanting something to eat. And, well, I'll eat it, and then, you want to yak some more about stuff?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Okay, why don't I call you back here in a minute then? After I
Perfect.
get some food in me.
Perfect. All right.
Okay?
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Surprise. Hmm. All right. Well, that was pretty good timing. In the previous clip, I decided to call Dad again, which was a tease. Either Dad was going to call me back or I was going to try calling him again. And as it was ringing, I decided to end the clip as a cliffhanger. And then he answered right as I was slating. I do this hand thing when I slate, which means my signal to myself when I go back to edit that that's a cut point. If I see my hand across the screen, in case people haven't figured that out by now that watch this channel. And then he answered, I'm like, all right, so welcome back to Miracle Mom and Michael, the dad segments. Dad answered. And he was getting himself something to eat. And so I was reticent to call him back. Reticent? Reluctant? I don't know. Reluctant. Because I don't annoy him. If he doesn't pick up, sometimes there's a reason. And it hasn't ever been that he's not in the mood to talk to me. But I don't want to push it. I don't want to get him annoyed. But he sounded like he probably didn't answer earlier because he was preparing himself something to eat. He answered this time, finishing preparing or eating, and then he's going to call me back. So the question is, how long do I ramble on here and babble? He said he would call me back, right? Did I hear that right? He would call me back? Hmm. Well, if I heard it wrong and I'm supposed to call him back, I'm not going to call him back. I'm not going to call again. Is he going to call? That's the cliffhanger here. Now, that last clip, I have to come up with a name for it. Why don't I do that right now? That last clip, now you can see a little behind the scenes of how the machinery up here works. Coming up with names for these clips that are both honest, relevant, and interesting in a few words. Like, who's going to click it? I don't know how interesting it has to be because, well, the more interesting the better. But a lot of people who watch, well, a lot of people who will watch this, like family and close friends, will watch it anyway because it's about one of our family members. But if you come up with something clickbaity or jaw dropping, a few more people will click it. In fact, Mom was telling a story about this boyfriend she had. If you haven't watched it, I'm sure most of you have watched it, but she revealed some things that I never knew, and I'm like, oh, that's definitely gonna be the name of this. And sure enough, when I named it that, the heroin trafficking clip, that video instantly got about twice as many views, or at least clicks and partial watches as our average videos. And so, what's that last one? I call false start or not. Uh, does Dad pick up? Hmm. Will Dad answer? That's honest. I don't know how interesting that is. Uh, is Dad done? Is Dad done talking? Is Dad done talking? Is Dad done? Is Dad done? Ah, kind of rolls off. Is Dad done? It's kind of like a segment that I did with Mom today. This will probably air before that segment, so I'm not gonna. Oh, there's a segment coming up about certain finality. Is Dad done? There's a finality to that. It's kind of an ominous sounding, potentially ominous sounding name. All right, so I named this segment, or that segment, then the name of this segment. So what am I going to do? Am I going to sit here until Dad calls? Am I going to keep talking until Dad calls? You know what? I'm going to talk about this picture. So, first, before I talk about this picture, I'm going to name this segment. What is this segment going to be called? Waiting for Dad? Waiting for a call. Will he ever call? Or what the heck is that picture? Who are these people? Yeah. Who are these people? Now, if Dad calls, I'm going to cut this short and start a new segment. Okay? So I don't know how long this is going to go. You already know. You can check and see how much longer this clip's going to be. But I'm going to just ramble on for a bit. That's Dad. That's me. And that's Michelle. Who are these people? There. That's the. I mean, duh. But no, there's more to the explanation. So this is in Tucson, Arizona. This picture's taken. Fairmount House. My aunt, his youngest sister. He has two sisters. One just younger than him and one younger than her, and then two brothers. So the middle child, that's her house. Well, she has a couple houses, and he was staying there at the time. Or, yeah, he does not live in Tucson. He lives in Radiator Springs. I don't know if I've ever said that, but the town that Radiator Springs from the movie Cars was modeled after, that's the town he lives in, Seligman, Arizona. But when he visits Tucson, visits his relatives, does handiwork for them on their properties or whatever, he stays in one of the houses. This is one, so I know that house. And then she lives in Minnesota, I live in California, and this is in Arizona, and we were all converging on Tucson. She was coming to visit. I'm like, I'm gonna visit when you visit. I'm not sure if I brought the whole family this time. Usually I bring my whole family to Tucson, but there's been one or two occasions where I just went over. So this may have been one of those. But these t-shirts, why are we wearing? Well, the t-shirt is my last name, our last name, well, her maiden name. I wonder if she go by, I don't even remember. Michelle, you go by your maiden name, don't you? So it's our last name. So we're like pointing at him. He's responsible for it. I came up with this design for the shirt. It's a black t-shirt, in case you didn't know. This is a black and white picture. It could be a dark blue t-shirt. You don't know. Man, I am just rambling on, aren't I? And we decided, why not take a family picture? He had 3 kids, 2 kids with our mom. So I have a full sister. Yeah, a little bit of background on the family for anybody who doesn't know. She is the oldest of all of his children and all of my mom's children. She's the firstborn. She was conceived in Africa. This young lady right here was conceived during a drug binge in Africa. I don't know if she was conceived during the drug binge, but she's the reason he and our mother left Africa early. They left the Peace Corps early because mom got knocked up, and the hospitals in Togo were not up to snuff. They just weren't secure. I think it's kind of Peace Corps policy. Anybody who gets pregnant needs to leave in the 8th month, 7th or 8th month, because mom and dad went on a honeymoon on the way. They got to choose to go visit some other countries before they returned to the United States. So they probably left when she was 7 months pregnant, and they went all over the place. Mom lists it in one of her reminiscence videos. So this young lady, firstborn, was born in upstate New York, and then they moved to Arizona, where his parents and brothers and sisters were, and then moved to Phoenix, where this guy was born. And so he had a daughter with. I'll get him to talk about that story with, I guess, the next woman in his life. I'm sure. I mean, he went through a few, but the next long-term woman in his life had a daughter with her. So this guy has 3 kids. Our mom, he and our mom had these 2 kids, and then my mom had 2 more kids with the guy she's talking about right now. Well, I don't know when this clip's gonna. The twin. If you've been watching and you've watched Which Twin, that segment, mom had 2 children. I'm giving you a little advanced notice, anybody who's watching, anybody who cares. But she had 2 kids with that guy. So to break it down, I have a full sister, a half sister on his side, and a half brother and a half sister on my mom's side. So both of us. So she has a full brother and a half sister on his side, and a half brother and a half sister. So she has 2 brothers and 2 sisters. I have 1 brother and 3 sisters. Or if you round up or add the halves together, I have a sister, a half brother, and a sister, because the 2 half sisters total 1 sister. Yeah, whatever. That's silly. That's who these people are. And this guy never planned on having children. It was just not. Well, all right, here's a little family secret. Not a family secret. It's everybody knows it. Well, anybody who knows the family knows it. It's just a fact. He's one of 5. It's boy, girl, girl, boy, boy. So he has 2 younger sisters and then 2 younger brothers. And none of them had kids. Not one of them. So I'm the only male from this side of the family. My grandfather, I'm like the lineage. Like, my grandfather had 3 boys and only one of them had kids, and he had 1 son. And then I have 1 son. So from this lineage, there's just like this very, very narrow male lineage. My grandfather he had like 5 brothers and 3 sisters, or 3 brothers and 5 sisters, or whatever. My grandfather there's a whole slew of them. But from his line, nobody wanted to have kids. Well, none of his immediate kids wanted to have kids. She's got a boy. So there's another male that came from this lineage. But, all right, well, I'm going to wrap this up now. Who are these people? I just gave you a little bit of background from my point of view. And I know it's kind of gross when I'm always like sticking my finger in my ear or wiping my nose, but sorry.